If you notice that I'm no longer following Jesus, please don't follow. There are some churches that became cults because the pastor stopped following Jesus and the people are still following him. They are doomed. Don't follow me if I'm not following Jesus. It will be easy for you to follow me when you see me modeling the life of Jesus. So it is not really me you're following. It is Jesus being modeled that you're following. And Paul says, be ye followers of me, even as I am of Christ. So we see three things there. So Christ, then Paul, then the people he was talking to. He uses a metaphor to explain the first internal mechanism that is responsible for unity. And that metaphor is the oil. In 1 Corinthians chapter 11, where we see Christ, you see, I follow Christ. That's headship. Paul speaking to us is leadership. And then the congregation under him is the membership. So you see, you always see that parallel from headship to leadership to membership.
Is it possible for a good father to have a son that would not follow in his footsteps? Yes. Is it also possible for a bad father to have a son that will not follow in his footsteps? Yes. However, whether good or bad, a father is a father. However, the examples you choose to retain as the memories of your father differs from person to person. You can have a father that is a drunkard, you respect him as a father, but you don't follow his example of drunkenness. Guess what? You would have now covered the shame of your father. And you may have a father that is a righteous man and you don't follow his example of righteousness. Guess what? You will now bring disgrace to your father. But what if my father is bad? You become good so that you cover his shame. Some people may come. What if my spiritual father is no longer following God? Are you following God? Who told you you know God? God appears to fathers. Go and read scriptures. Samuel did not know the being that was speaking to him. Eli told him, say, listen, it's maybe God speaking to this young man. This is how you reply. And then Samuel replied that way, got a word from the Lord. A father called him and say, I charge you in the name of God. Tell me everything, don't hide anything from me. Do you know what Eli did? He was training Samuel to be a truthful prophet. Even though Eli had supposedly offended God by not dealing with his children, Eli was still a good mentor to Samuel. He taught him to be a true prophet, a truthful prophet. Samuel was allowed to express the word of the Lord to his father without hiding anything or trying to hide anything out of respect. This was how prophets were taught in those days. Today we train prophets to lie. There are some things you shouldn't tell your father. Some things you should hide it from your spiritual father. Now the son was not arrogant. The son obviously was fidgeting. A father understood. He said, listen, I'm trying to train you, my boy. Don't hide anything that God has told you. Tell me everything exactly as it is. That's how you know a messenger. One day I'm going to teach you about the messengers of truth. Their own is just to say exactly what they've been told.